Welcome to Mahar's Vintage Guitars. Thought we'd do a cool video of us, what we do in a day, what the place is like, what the guys do, how we roll. So thanks for coming by, and I'll just take you on a walk through the place. You're in the main guitar room now. Hang up all the electric guitars in here, and you know, when somebody comes in to do a trade or sell us some gear, we lay out the guitars out, and this is where, you know, kind of the whole crux of the business happens. So the building is kind of an old medical office, really. We just converted, slap guitars everywhere as needed. The place has grown over the years, and you'll see when we meander through the catacombs here, kind of how we puzzled it all together into the operation, you know, that we needed as a business group. We started down the hall. You can check this out. So when I initially got back into the vintage guitar business, I had another business operating in this building, and the guitars incubated here. We got it all going early in COVID lockdown. And this room was a ping pong room slash, you know, work room for my other business, and this was the only guitar room. Now this is where my son Charlie works. We store all these cases, you know, all the cases that are for sale, cases for the guitars that are hanging in the other room, and just kind of a staging spot for different stuff. Nothing exciting, but there's a lot of space that gets tied up. It's kind of remarkable when you get into this. Shipping and receiving is down here. We'll check that out in a minute. We got our buddy Kelly over here. Probably doesn't want too much.
Grady, let's not do it.
He doesn't want to be on camera right now.
It's like I'm in a 30 minutes.
This is amp room number 2, or the big amp room. We stash all the bigger stuff down here. Everything is in a slight state of disarray, always around here, because this is a chaotic business. But this is the room we also do our video demos in. So if you've seen Dana in a demo video, run them in the corner here. Gravy, who's behind the camera, makes them look really great, despite the fact that the room is kind of like whatever. But it's evolving, because adding like 2 rock amps and divided by 13, and just my, you know, my sickness for buying gigantic amps kind of ruled the other amp room out and forced me to add this as the space for that. Yeah, when we grew the business, we started to move this way. I closed my other shop, my other contracting business I had. And the moment we did that, we just lined the walls with hooks and started filling them up and pulling out of that kind of darker, dingier side of the building. This definitely was the right move. All the vertical space in here has really helped out and gives a good display. Even though we don't have a ton of people by here, people come by are generally pretty serious about picking up a guitar or an amp. Mostly we've got the guitars out, so if somebody has a question, we can grab one and try it out and answer some questions, how, you know, that kind of thing. All right, so, you know, adjacent to the big hall full of guitars here is the acoustic room. Love this little space, and it sounds really good in here, for one thing. It's a little small sometimes. We got about the right amount of guitars in here currently, but, and the lighting is jacked up right now too. Another, you know, own your own business kind of debacle, but whatever. It's all a work in progress. And we keep the space all humidified and, you know, temperature controlled, you know, keep the air moving around in here, and the guitars get stored right. But this is a great space. When people do come by to try out acoustic guitars, this room is just fantastic. People love it. And yeah, we're always hunting, trying to fill these hooks with old Martins and whatnot. We keep all the combo amps and the old tweeds, all that kind of stuff in here. The shelving is, you know, obviously set up for that. No 4x12 cabs and stuff in here. But it's always kind of the showpiece of the business. This is where I've had some real luck lately, is finding old tweeds and you know, and old Voxes and stuff. So yeah, this is kind of like our amping museum. Pretty sweet. and then a couple more little spaces to show you, and then you can see what the other guys do here. Here's Brian. Brian, Dana operating here every day. This is where the guitars move in. They end up in a queue. I kind of set them up and prioritize their flow into the system. Brian's getting all your specs, getting all the pictures, kicking off the listings in a draft format. Dana's doing setup, sets up every guitar, pickup height, intonation, neck relief, all of that stuff, checking nut slots and cleaning them up, dialing them in. Does a great job. And so yeah, they got it's intimate but pretty much perfect, you know, for what we do here. Line the amps up for Brian, so when he's moving from guitars to amps, they're good to go. Now, this is gonna horrify some of you, and I know sometimes I wake up like with nightmares about it, but it's also where I've really had a lot of fun the last year and a half or so, is learning how to work on old amps. My buddy Pat has done my amp work for decades, literally, and his threat to retire caused me to tell him, no, Pat, you have to show me how to do this. So he's got me pretty well geared up. He doesn't, and he'll come down and help me too, and he'll even clean the bench for me, which is fantastic because I'm terrible at it. And there's, you know, the thing is about this business is everything moves really fast. And so I try to get into a project, fixing an amp like this, and the phone rings, and then it rings again, or whatever. You know, there's always something happening, a guitar to chase, what have you. But when I do get some time on my hands, I love coming in here and plowing through the pile, working on an old pre-CBS Pro Reverb. Got to hunt down a noise in it, never know where it's coming from necessarily. Learning more and more about it as we go, though. Yeah, and Pat's shown me how to bring things up on the oscilloscope, check traces, and really track problems. It's been pretty cool. There's a major backlog, though. There are some projects. We got old chassis that we've robbed parts from. Parts everywhere. We don't do other people's work, we just do our own. But and now every amp crosses the bench before it hits the website. Feel like it's my responsibility to make sure this stuff works right. A lot of amps change hands and don't get the right work done. And so I try to do it right with a light touch, but make sure people get working equipment, as you should when you pay decent money for vintage gear. But yeah, Chuck's little shop of horrors. Pretty sweet. And the photo room with the backdrop that, you know, is often copied, or maybe I copied it from somebody else. Anyway, Brian, as I said before, gets all the pictures and all the detail that shows up on the website. Something we're famous or notorious for as well is, and we'll probably have close to 100 pictures of this 1953 Telecaster by the time it lists. Brian's gonna show you his process and how we bring a guitar like this in through the system so that you know what you're getting when you buy a guitar like this from us. So I'll let him take it away.
All right, well, like Chuck said, here's the famous photo booth. Beautiful 53 Tele. So we start by just making sure everything is original. I come in here and bit by bit take it apart, make sure all the screws are kept where they go. And we'll go under the pickup and make sure that we have an original pickup and everything looks good in the cavity. It's not been a refin or anything like that. I'll go over to the controls and we'll do close-ups of the pots and the codes, making sure everything is original, making sure that all our solder joints are original. On down the line, pull the beautiful black guard off and check out the finish underneath, and you can see, you know, the years of checking and then under the pick guard, the beautiful finish, how it was originally finished. And then we'll go down the line and I'll pull the neck and we'll get the codes off the neck and the neck pocket. And we call those the gut shots. And then we put this back together, clean it up just a little bit, hang it up here, and do our glam shots. And that's what you see on the website.
I'm Dana, and I do setups and repairs for all the guitars that come through Mahar's Vintage Guitars. Hate to say it, a lot of them are pretty dirty. There's a lot of cleaning involved, and that's what I try to do. Clean them up and make them play in a way that feels pretty close to normal. Sound and play pretty close to normal. So for a Strat or a Les Paul or any other guitar, I try to make them so the action could come up a little bit, could come down a little bit, the pickups could come up a little bit, could come down a little bit, but they're mostly normal sounding, normal playing instruments. And I have a fine vintage example like this. Okay, so it's not exactly vintage, but this one is. That's a 51 Esquire, and it was a blast to set up. Also, not a whole lot to do, a pretty simple instrument, and it sounds like $1 million. This one sounds pretty good too, but it ain't vintage. But not every guitar that comes through here is vintage. But I am strung out on vintage guitars. I still love them. Well, I'll tell you, this is a fine old 1951 Esquire, and it's all original. I mean, the pots, the caps, the switch, the pickup, the bridge serial number. Man, this thing is old. The number's 1031 for crying out loud. And that's not relic. That's just what it looks like after you play it. And with a little fun setup and massaging, this guitar sounds like $12 million. Rad, totally rad. And this, folks, 51 Esquire, that's why we do it. Rad. It's about a 65 or 6 ES330 with the Bigsby. So I just finished recutting the nut, lubed, greased every nut slot, lightly greased all the friction points, here, every friction point, so that so it plays in tune, and it does.
Yeah, and this is where all the magic really comes together here. It's get the nerd suntan here with the 3 screens. Oh my gosh, this is not my favorite place, but this is another thing we do right here. I think the books are real. We do real books, and kind of a nerd about that too, I guess.
£26, heading to Canada.
Thanks for checking the video, seeing how the inner sanctum operates here at Mahar's Vintage Guitars. Check out the website and hope to see you soon.